Imagine being trapped in one of the coldest places on Earth. No rescue helicopters, no satellites, no GPS, no way to call for help. Just endless ice, freezing winds, and an ocean determined to kill you. This is the true story of Ernest Shackleton, a man whose leadership turned one of history's greatest disasters into one of the greatest survival stories ever recorded. The year was 1914. The world was on the brink of the First World War, but British explorer Ernest Shackleton had a different dream. He wanted to achieve something no human had ever done before: cross the entire continent of Antarctica on foot. To accomplish this impossible mission, Shackleton assembled a crew of 27 brave men and sailed aboard a specially built wooden ship called the Endurance. The name of the ship reflected their goal: to endure, to survive. But nature had other plans. As the Endurance entered the icy waters of the Weddell Sea, the temperature dropped rapidly. Massive sheets of sea ice surrounded the ship from every direction. The crew tried everything to escape. The engines roared. The sailors pushed with poles. Nothing worked. The Endurance became completely trapped in the frozen ocean. Days turned into weeks. Weeks became months. The ship couldn't move even a single inch. The crew realized they were prisoners of the Antarctic ice. Winter arrived. Darkness covered Antarctica for nearly 24 hours a day. The temperature fell far below freezing. The men hunted seals and penguins just to stay alive. They played games, sang songs, and kept strict daily routines. Shackleton understood something important. If fear controlled the crew, they would die long before the cold killed them. So every day he kept everyone's spirits alive. He smiled even when hope seemed impossible. Then disaster struck. The moving ice squeezed the wooden ship with unbelievable force. The sound echoed like thunder, crack. The Endurance began breaking apart. Timbers snapped. Water flooded inside. The crew watched helplessly as their only home was slowly crushed by the Antarctic ice. Finally, Shackleton gave the order no captain ever wants to give: abandon ship. Within days, the Endurance disappeared beneath the frozen sea forever. Now the men stood alone, on drifting ice, more than 1,000 miles from civilization. They built camps directly on the floating ice. Every day the ice drifted farther into the dangerous Southern Ocean. Food supplies grew smaller. The freezing winds became stronger. One mistake could send a man into icy water where survival lasted only minutes. Still, Shackleton never allowed panic. He constantly encouraged his men. He shared the same food. He slept in the same harsh conditions. He refused to leave anyone behind. Months later, the ice finally began breaking apart. The crew launched 3 small lifeboats into one of the roughest oceans on Earth. Towering waves crashed over the tiny boats. Freezing seawater soaked everyone. After days of desperate rowing, they reached the rocky shores of Elephant Island. It was the first solid ground they had seen in nearly 500 days, but they were still stranded. No ships passed there. No one even knew where they were. Shackleton knew waiting meant certain death, so he chose 5 volunteers and climbed into a tiny 22-foot lifeboat called the James Caird. Their destination was almost unbelievable. They would sail nearly 800 miles, about 1,300 kilometers, across the world's most dangerous ocean to reach the island of South Georgia. For 16 terrifying days, giant waves, freezing storms, and hurricane-force winds threatened to destroy the tiny boat. Yet somehow, they survived. When they finally reached South Georgia, another obstacle stood in their way. The men landed on the wrong side of the island. No one had ever crossed its unexplored mountains. Exhausted and starving, Shackleton and 2 companions climbed glaciers, crossed frozen peaks, and hiked for more than 36 continuous hours without sleep. At last, they reached a whaling station. For the first time in almost 2 years, they found help. But Shackleton wasn't finished. His men were still waiting on Elephant Island. Ice blocked rescue attempts again and again. He refused to give up. On his 4th attempt, he finally reached the island. As the rescue ship approached the shore, Shackleton counted every face: 1, 5, 10, 20, 28. Every single member of the expedition was alive. Not one man had been left behind. The Endurance expedition failed to cross Antarctica, but it achieved something even greater. It became the greatest survival story in modern history. Today, Ernest Shackleton is remembered not because he conquered Antarctica, but because he never abandoned his people. His courage, determination, and extraordinary LAE